When I worked the casino floor, I used to watch people lose everything, quietly, methodically, and walk away thinking it was their fault. They'd smile awkwardly, brush it off with a joke, maybe mumbled, "next time." But I knew there wouldn't be a next time. Not really. Because by the time you've realized what's happening, the game has already taken control. It's not the flashing lights, not even the sound of the coins or the cheers from the next machine. It's something deeper, something engineered. Most people think slot machines are just games of chance, random spins where luck decides everything. But inside the casino, we called them something else, the perfect trap. And once you understand how these machines really work, you'll realize that every pull of that lever, every push of that button, every near miss you see isn't random at all. It's designed to keep you sitting there long after you should have stopped. This story isn't about gambling addiction. It's about manipulation. Quiet, invisible manipulation that turns a game into a system. I used to be part of that system. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly how it works. So if you've ever wondered why you almost won so many times, or why the machine seems to know when you're about to leave, stay with me. Because once I show you the truth, you'll never look at a slot machine the same way again. When I first got hired at the casino, I thought it would be glamorous. Free drinks, flashing lights, and that constant buzz of excitement. It felt like working in the heart of the action. But behind the scenes, it was different. We weren't managing games. We were managing time. Every slot machine is a mathematical puzzle, not for the player, but for the house. It's designed to balance risk and reward in a way that keeps you playing as long as possible. The core formula is called the return to player, or RTP. Most players think a 95% RTP means they'll win back 95 cents for every dollar they spend, but that number is theoretical, calculated over millions of spins. In reality, the short-term results are brutally uneven, and that's exactly how the casinos like it. We used to call the machines digital predators. They lure you in with flashing lights and familiar sounds, engineered to stimulate your brain's reward center. Psychologists have proven it. Every near miss triggers the same response as a win. So when you hit two matching symbols and just barely miss the third, your brain lights up. It releases dopamine, that same chemical rush that gamblers chase. But the real genius isn't in the wins or losses. It's in the timing. Modern machines use variable reward schedules, the same principle that makes social media addictive. You never know when you'll get that next payout, and that unpredictability keeps you hooked. Even the casino floor itself plays a role. There are no clocks, no windows, no exits in your line of sight. You're trapped in an environment designed to dissolve your sense of time and consequence. The carpets, they're bright and chaotic on purpose, so you keep your eyes up, not down at the exits. The air temperature, the lighting, even the scent, all calibrated for one goal: immersion. The casino doesn't want you thinking, it wants you playing. And when you finally hit a win, even a small one, the machine celebrates, flashing lights, ringing bells. You feel like you've accomplished something. But the truth is, that win was already paid for by your previous losses. You just don't realize it yet. The first time I saw someone cry at a slot machine, it wasn't because they had lost. It was because they had almost won. A woman in her 60s playing penny slots. She'd hit 2 jackpot symbols and missed the third by a pixel. She gasped, held her breath, then laughed nervously. "I was so close," she said. But she wasn't close at all. The machine had been programmed to show that near miss deliberately, a digital illusion to keep her hooked. Slot developers call it a reinforcement event. Psychologists call it intermittent conditioning. But inside the casino, we called it what it really was: the tease. The tease is one of the most powerful psychological hooks ever invented. It tricks your brain into thinking you're improving, that you're getting closer, mastering the pattern.
But in a pure game of chance, there's no mastery at all. Then there are losses disguised as wins. You bet $2 and the screen flashes because you won 50 cents. The sound, the celebration, identical to a real win. Your brain doesn't process the math, just the noise. In testing rooms, slot designers study heart rate monitors and pupil dilation. They track which colors and sound frequencies increase engagement. The most effective? Bright reds and quick celebratory jingles, like children's toys. It's the same psychological loop used in mobile games and dopamine-driven apps. Every spin is a microtransaction of emotion designed to keep you from walking away. But here's what most players don't realize. The machine remembers you. Modern slots run on networked systems that track play patterns in real time. If you're losing too fast, it might increase the frequency of small wins, not to help you, but to keep you playing longer. That's when things start to get strange, because at that point, you're not gambling anymore. You're participating in a behavioral experiment, one that the casino already knows the outcome of. When players talk about luck, what they're really describing is a controlled algorithm. It's called the random number generator, RNG for short. And while the numbers it produces are random, the outcomes are anything but. Here's how it really works. Each spin you make pulls a set of numbers from a massive loop of possibilities, but the machine is designed so that your probability of winning always remains fixed. Casinos can't change the odds mid-game. That would be illegal. But what they can do is alter the experience of those odds. Through carefully timed graphics, pauses, and near-miss cues, they create the illusion that the game is warming up. That's the algorithm of hope. It convinces you that persistence equals reward. And when you finally hit a bonus round or free spin, it feels like the machine noticed your patience. That illusion keeps millions of players locked in every year. I used to watch the data dashboards. I could see in real time how much a single machine earned per hour. And when a player finally hit a jackpot, we didn't panic. We smiled, because we knew it meant the machine had just completed its cycle. The payout wasn't a loss, it was bait. Casinos need winners, not too many, just enough to keep the dream alive. They call them show wins. A few big lights, a photo, a round of applause, and every other player in the room starts chasing the same impossible outcome. Hope is the real currency of gambling, and the house mints it by the second. Her name was Linda. She came in every Friday around 7 p.m., always to the same machine, near the buffet entrance. She said it was her lucky one. At first, she'd play for fun, $20, maybe $30, but over time, I watched her sessions get longer and quieter. She stopped coming with friends. She stopped smiling when she won. She'd sit for hours, eyes locked on the reels, not reacting to anything around her. One night, she hit a $2,000 win. The lights went off, bells rang, people clapped. She looked up, barely smiled, and kept playing. By sunrise, the money was gone. When security walked her out, she said something I'll never forget. "It's okay, it'll even out next week." That phrase, "it'll even out," that's the illusion casinos depend on. The belief that luck has memory, that after enough losses, a win must be coming. But the machine doesn't remember you. It doesn't care how long you've played. Every spin is a reset. And by the time you realize that, it's already too late. Back in the early 2000s, slot machines were simple. 3 reels, a lever, coins you could touch. But when digital screens replaced mechanical reels, everything changed. Now designers had complete control over what you saw and how you felt. Casinos started hiring behavioral psychologists and UX specialists. They studied how players' eyes tracked animations. They timed dopamine spikes down to the millisecond. Then came AI-driven analytics. Modern casinos don't just manage machines, they manage players. Your loyalty card, your betting patterns, even your break times, all fed into a data system that predicts how long you'll play, how much you'll lose, and when you're most likely to quit. If the system detects you're about to stop, you might get a free drink or a complimentary spin. Small gestures designed to pull you back into the loop. And now, with online casinos and mobile slots, the system doesn't need walls or carpets anymore. It follows you home. Every tap, every near miss, every bonus chest on your phone, all running the same playbook that started on casino floors. The industry calls it entertainment, but if you look closer, it's behavioral design dressed as fun. The line between a game and a trap has never been thinner. I left the casino years ago, not because I hated it, but because I finally understood what I was part of. We weren't selling entertainment, we were selling control. Every machine, every jingle, every fake win, all working together to make sure players never noticed the slow drain of their money, their time, and their willpower. If there's one thing I learned, it's this. No one beats the system by luck. You beat it by awareness. Casinos don't fear lucky players. They fear informed ones. So the next time you walk past a slot machine, listen carefully. That cheerful music, that glowing "spin now" button, it's not calling for fun. It's calling for focus, yours. And the moment you sit down, the game begins, not on the screen, but in your mind. Because by the time you notice what's happening, it's already taken everything. Casinos will keep evolving. The graphics will get better, the jackpots will get bigger, but the system will stay the same, quiet, patient, and precise. They don't need to trick you, they just need to engage you. Because the longer you stay, the more you lose, not just money, but the one thing you can't get back, time. And time in a casino is the most valuable chip of all. If you've ever felt that strange pull to keep spinning even after you promised yourself just one more, remember this. That's not weakness. That's design. So step back, take a breath, and see the machine for what it really is, a mirror of human psychology wrapped in lights and music. The only way to win is to stop playing.